You are watching Zone 86. Today we will talk about the accident that occurred on October 11, 1991, about which very little is known. The reactor of the second unit had a chance to follow the Fukushima scenario. Let's take a closer look. On October 11, 1991, when the speed of turbogenerator number 4 of the second power unit was reduced for its subsequent shutdown and removal for repair of the separator steam superheater, an accident occurred for reasons unrelated to the reactor unit. At 8:10 p.m. Kyiv time, due to damage to the insulation of the cable assembly, the nominal mains voltage was unauthorizedly supplied to the virtually stopped generator, which was switched to a non-design motor mode. As a result of significant vibration, the bearings and sealing system of the generator became unsealed, causing a release and subsequent ignition of hydrogen and oil in the area of the generator bearings. The reactor of power unit number 2 was powered down. A fire broke out in the machine room, causing the roof of the machine room to collapse, which resulted in damage to equipment involved in ensuring the safety and cooling of the reactor. The fire on turbine generator number 4 was extinguished by 2:20 on October 12 by the Chernobyl NPP fire department. As a result of the accident, turbine generator number 4 and the generator exciter were damaged. 180 tons of turbine oil and 17,650 cubic feet of hydrogen burned out. 26,350 square feet of the machine room roof, out of 220,680 square feet, collapsed, and the weight of the collapsed structures exceeded 100 tons. The release of radioactive aerosols formed during the combustion of roof elements contaminated by the 1986 accident through the opening in the destroyed roof of the machine hall amounted to 3.610 kilo intensity. The total release during this malfunction was 1.410 kilo intensity within the permissible daily release into the atmosphere of 1.510 kilo intensity. There was no exposure of personnel above the established control levels. 63 participants in the firefighting operation, including operating personnel and firefighters, received doses ranging from 0.02 to 0.17 total activity, which does not exceed the 2-week dose. There was no exposure of the population and no statistically significant increase in the concentration of aerosols in the surface of the atmosphere in the 20-mile zone was recorded. Despite numerous system and equipment failures accompanying the accident, the reactor remained under control. Now let's talk about why Chernobyl could have followed the Fukushima scenario. The reactor lost its water supply because the pumps that supplied feed water were caught in the fire zone. There were still emergency pumps, but they were located next to the main ones and were also damaged. Only the water supply in the reactor itself remained, which quickly evaporated. The level gauges in the separator drums disappeared. The reactor was saved by the old design of the main circulation pump, MSP, which are pumps that pump water through the reactor. They had old-style seals that required a separate system to supply water to these seals. This system was located far from the fire and remained intact. Part of the water supplied to the MSP seal enters the circuit. By forcing this system, the drop in water level in the separator drums was stopped. If the drop in level had not been stopped, the nuclear fuel elements would have dried out and been destroyed by overheating, just as happened at Fukushima. Directly after the fire, the Chernobyl NPP took a number of measures to restore power unit number 2 and eliminate the consequences of the fire. But these measures could not be fully implemented due to the subsequent decision to close the Chernobyl NPP. The cleanup operation was kind of like a mini version of Chernobyl 1986. Cleanup crew had to find highly radioactive debris, put it in special bags and containers, and take it away for burial. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our new stories about Chernobyl.